News with Ashi Bachu. Good morning, Ashi.
Good morning, Sophie. Good morning, everybody.
We start with the headlines.
Junior Minister Anishta Baburam joins the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The decision of the Prime Minister was announced yesterday, putting an end to the controversy. Anishta Baburam says she accepts this appointment with joy and humility. Weather conditions are expected to deteriorate in Agaliga this morning due to the presence of moderate tropical storm Awo. Credit rating agency Moody's has maintained the Baa3 rating from Mauritius, a rating that signals investment in the country remains relatively safe. Sports news. Yesterday, Mauritius won 3 gold medals in athletics at the CSGOE Games. International news. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office announced his security cabinet approved a plan to take over Gaza City. It's now official. Junior Minister Anishta Baburam is joining the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Her appointment was confirmed yesterday by the President of the Republic, Dharam Gokul, under Section 66 of the Constitution and on the recommendation of Prime Minister Dr. Naveen Ramgoolam. This decision was expected as tensions between Anishta Baburam and the Minister of Gender Equality, Ariane Navarre-Marie, had recently come to light. The Prime Minister has now made his decision, putting an end to the controversy. Upon the announcement, we contacted the junior minister. Anishta Baburam states that she accepts this nomination with great joy and humility, while thanking the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister for their understanding. Update on a moderate tropical storm Awo at 4 a.m. this morning. It was centered about 530 kilometers to the northeast of Agaliga. According to the Mauritius Meteorological Station, weather conditions in Agaliga are expected to deteriorate starting this morning. Heavy showers accompanied with thunderstorms are expected, with sea becoming gradually rough. The credit rating agency Moody's has maintained the Baa3 rating for Mauritius, a rating that signals that investment in our country remains relatively safe. However, Moody's highlighted several concerns, including a very high public debt, higher than that of other countries with a Baa3 rating. In other words, if the public debt does not decrease, it may happen that Mauritius could be downgraded to a lower category in the next review. But what is Moody's and why do we place so much importance on its ratings? Jean-François Lecning has the details, voiced over by Anjali Siraton-Pulchen.
Moody's, headquartered in New York, USA, is one of the world's 3 largest credit rating agencies alongside Standard & Poor's and Fitch Ratings. The credit rating Moody's gives to a country is now seen as a key barometer of its financial health. It reflects how creditworthy and stable the country is. The higher the rating, the more a country is seen as a trustworthy borrower. Investors are then more willing to lend money at lower interest rates. So, Moody's ratings directly influence a country's borrowing costs and access to financial markets. It's no surprise that governments take these ratings very seriously. But how does it actually work? To assess the creditworthiness of major debt issuers, usually governments, Moody's uses its own rating scale. This scale has 2 main categories, one for the top performers and one for those at greater risk. The first category is called investment grade. Countries in this category are considered relatively safe for investors. It includes 10 levels, from the highest rating AAA to the lowest Baa3. So, to put it simply, while Mauritius remains in the investment grade category, it's currently at the lowest level of that group. Any delays in improving public finances could lead to a downgrade in the next review, pushing Mauritius into the second category known as speculative grade or junk bond. This category includes countries with higher credit risk, making borrowing more expensive and more difficult.
In the same vein, why do some countries, such as those considered as tax havens, pay little to no attention to credit rating agencies? And what risks do these countries face on the international stage? All the details with Didier Rose, voiced over by Anjali Siraton-Pulchen.
Credit rating agencies like Moody's and Standard & Poor's assign ratings to countries to indicate whether they are trustworthy when borrowing money on international markets. These ratings are very important for major economies, but for some small island tax havens, these ratings matter little. Territories such as the Cayman Islands, Bermuda, the Bahamas, or Anguilla rely mainly on offshore financial services. They attract companies and wealthy individuals with very low taxes, limited transparency, and lenient regulations. Since they don't rely on borrowing, credit ratings are not essential to their economic model. However, this model based on secrecy and favorable tax regimes is increasingly under criticism. Organizations like the OECD, the European Union, and the IMF are stepping up the fight against tax evasion and money laundering. Some of these jurisdictions are placed on grey or blacklists, which can lead to sanctions. To avoid this, some countries are making efforts by sharing financial information and becoming more transparent. Others still rely on discretion, but risk being cut off from the global financial system.
Sports news at the CJSOE Games in athletics. Mauritius won 3 gold medals yesterday in boys shot put, T37 physical long jump and boys 200 meters. Our representatives also took 3 silver medals and 3 bronze medals. In boxing, out of the 3 finals contested, our boxers collected 3 gold medals. Denzel Sibalam won on points in the under 60 kg category. Emmanuel Cherry for his part took gold in the under 67 kg final, and Eric Louis dominated his opponent in the under 86 kg final. And in swimming, Mauritius won 2 gold medals, 2 silvers and 2 bronzes yesterday. We move to world news. A green light for Benjamin Netanyahu. In Israel, the Security Cabinet has approved the security plan presented by the Prime Minister to defeat Hamas in the Gaza Strip, according to a statement from the Prime Minister's office. Under this plan, the Israeli army is preparing to take control of Gaza City while distributing humanitarian aid to the civilian population outside the combat zones. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's news bulletin. Have a great day ahead.